How's it going, YouTube? Got FourthStarTCG here, and today I'd like to dig into the weeds of Pokemon TCG scalping. This is a huge topic of conversation, especially now in the Celebrations era. But I also see a lot of misunderstandings out there about scalping. So today I want to go into what scalping is, what it isn't, what causes scalping, and why going to sort of store buyout scalping is a much smaller problem than people think it is. And I'll tell you what the real Pokemon TCG scalping problem is. And then after all of that, I will discuss how we can fix scalping. And there's really only one answer. So let's get started. So what is scalping? Well, scalping is people going out to stores and buying product for the sole intention of reselling it for profit. Now, scalping is not anyone doing anything other than that. If there's not a resale for profit motivation behind buying a product, then it's not scalping. I see a lot of people, posting pictures of empty store shelves and saying the scalpers. Or people, saying, prices are up, it's the scalpers. And that's arguably not the case because there's a huge amount of demand in Pokemon right now, and I think people kind of miss out on this. So your empty store shelves could be caused by people getting to the store before you and buying out the product, just for their own enjoyment. You could have 5 people who get to the store before you in the morning. Who just, love Pokemon just like you and want to get their Celebrations ETB. Stuff being out of stock on websites. That's not necessarily scalpers. It is people, getting there before you. So just because there's empty shelves, just because it's difficult to get product, doesn't mean that it's because of the scalpers. Now, of course, they could be a contributing factor to this, but just the manifestations of high demand that we see are not necessarily manifestations of scalping. Now, what causes scalping? Well, there's one cause to scalping, and that is an imbalance in supply and demand. There's too much demand and there's too little supply. And due to the basic rules of economics, this causes the value of products to go up. So the market value of the product with, too much demand and too little supply is above the retail price that the product would normally cost in your big box store, Target, Walmart, etc. And that creates an opportunity for arbitrage, for people to buy the product from the store, sell it for more online, and make a profit. Now, one thing I want to distinguish here is the difference between retail price and market price. Now, these are always different. If market price has been below retail price and market price has been above retail price. If you've ever paid under $143.64 for a Pokemon booster box, you've paid below retail price. I think almost everyone's paid under $143 for a Pokemon booster box. But $143, that's the MSRP, that's Pokemon's retail price. And market value, that can go above retail price as well, as we see now with most of the Celebrations products. Those are above the retail price. So when this happens, when there's this imbalance between supply and demand, it creates an opportunity for people to come in and capitalize. And this leads into the modern era, the current era of scalping in the Celebrations era. And Pokemon's done a good job over the last, several months, half a year or so, of printing enough to keep the difference between the market price and the retail price down. But on some things, it is significant. So most Celebration products are actually not worth it to scalp. The difference between the market value and the retail value is so small that it's, going to a store, buying it out is not worth it. Rusty TCA Gaming did a wonderful video on this where he showed that, if you went and you drove to Walmart and you bought a Celebrations ETB for, $50 plus tax, and then you sold it on eBay for the market value, $75 or something like that. Once you take out shipping, eBay fees, all of that, you end up paying, PayPal fees, all the costs, you end up making like $2 in profit. And that doesn't even factor in, gas, time value that it takes for you to go to the Walmart and buy it. So most Celebrations products, they're just not worth it for people to go to the store and scalp off the shelves. Now, again, I'm not saying that some people don't try to do this. There might be some, idiots out there who think that they can do it. But anyone who actually tries to do it more than a couple times will obviously realize that there's no money in it. Really, the only Celebrations products that are worth doing, like the store scalping things, are the huge ultra premium collection, that kind of thing, that are double or triple their MSRP in market value. So what's the issue then? Because obviously they're still scalping. Obviously it's still incredibly difficult to get products, especially online these days. So what's happening? Why is it so difficult to get Celebrations? If you are not going to a store, arguably going to a store is like the easiest and best way to get Celebrations these days. The problem is botting. And I am of the opinion that botting is the single most significant problem in the modern Pokemon TCG landscape. Now, if you are unaware of what botting is when people use a purchasing robot, to buy product online faster than any human possibly could. Often these bots preload items into checkout, and as soon as the item goes live, the bot checks out with all of the items, and it can buy a ton of product in a really short time frame. So if you were doing the sort of store shelves scalping, if you were going to Walmart and buying ETBs, let's say you get super lucky, you drive to 20 Walmarts and they each have 5 ETBs, you scalp them all, you sell them on eBay, and you make, again, $200 of profit, and that's not even factoring in your time cost, your gas to drive to all those Walmarts and stuff. However, if you can bot 100 ETBs in 10 minutes, $200 is a lot more attractive for botting, and you can do that multiple times on multiple sites on multiple restocks. So this is what makes botting so attractive to scalpers today. Even if the profit margins are small, the ease of botting makes scalping so much easier. And this is what the big scalpers, the big dogs, will use. No serious scalper is going to Walmart anymore to try to buy Celebrations ETBs. They're waiting until the Pokemon Center restocks. They're waiting until Walmart restocks online. They're botting them all out, and they're getting them delivered to them. That's how scalping works in the Celebrations era. And this is, as I mentioned, a much bigger problem than, sort of Timmy from Instagram going and buying 4 Celebrations ETBs from Walmart. This is the big problem, and this is what needs to be addressed. So what's the solution? Obviously, if botting is such a big problem, if botting allows scalping to exist even when the market value and profit margins are relatively small once you factor in all the eBay fees, well, the solution, there's really only one solution to this. Per person limits, bot detection, all these CAPTCHAs, and even like the ridiculous things that Japan is doing now with refusing to sell you an actual sealed product. these do nothing to fix the underlying problem. And the good bots these days will easily get around any per person limits, any bot detection measures, any CAPTCHAs. You know, Pokemon Center, everyone knows how horrible Pokemon Center's bot detection is. You click refresh like 2 times in 10 seconds and you're banned for being a bot, where people who use actual bots, they have, 25 cases of Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes in their driveway. That's just the reality of the bots these days. They're too good unless you're doing things like honeypots and UPC switches to bait the bots into buying products that are not the actual product that they want to achieve. And that's fairly difficult to do. It's been done a couple times with sneakers and stuff. But I doubt the Pokemon Center has the technical expertise to figure that out. The only answer to this is to put the bots and the scalpers out of business by printing more product. And I know that's easier said than done, but that is the only thing that is going to fix this problem. All of the, again, people say, well, make it a per person limit. Doesn't work. People say, well, just don't buy from the scalpers. Doesn't work because, if you don't buy from the scalpers, there's going to be someone else who says, you know what, I've driven to 5 Walmarts today. It's not worth it. I'm just going to pay the market value for the product. You aren't going to put scalpers out of business by not buying at those high prices. It's just not possible to coordinate on that level. And it's also, scalping has really caused a lot of toxicity in the Pokemon hobby. And this is a different video, but I see, people getting mad at the people who do, buy 10 Celebrations Elite Trainer boxes because they want to pull a Greninja Gold Star, not a Greninja, Umbreon Gold Star, or, base set Charizard reprint for themselves. They want that experience. They want to buy a lot of packs, make sure they have it. And these people say, oh, you're ruining the hobby. You're contributing to the scalper mindset when you buy a lot of product. But, these people, again, as I said, they're not reselling for profit. They're just buying to enjoy. They're buying it for their collection. And it's sad to see the toxicity creep in that the scalping has caused. So again, the only solution to this is for Pokemon to print more product. So hopefully that happens. And again, I know this is much easier said than done, especially, in the era of supply chain difficulties. And I do see a sort of light at the end of the tunnel. It's not as bad as it was in the past. And hopefully things will go back to normal soon. So thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and stick around for more videos. Leave your thoughts on scalping, botting, all sorts of things in the comment section down below.